Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. So with that said, before we start, thank you so much for all of you that helped me hit my Kickstarter goal. You can still grab a goodie on the link in the description box below. There's still time left. It finishes at the end of this week. And also, if you haven't got your winter solstice seat, please get that. There's going to be so much good stuff as a part of it, so much great information, and more importantly, that FLP session. If you want to set your intention right, this would be a great moment to do it. So it's on the 21st of December. Hit the link in the description. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week, this week you have the Tree of Life, right? Powerful card, because this is divine intervention and assistance. It's divine wisdom as it perceives what it needs to be within the scope of your life, basically. And the fact that you have this as your key to the week, it kind of suggests that in all areas that we're looking at, there's going to be some sort of either diversion, some sort of information that comes to light, maybe something that is removed. You know, it's not always just about give. Sometimes the divine will intervene on behalf of us by taking something away or withholding something from us, not to be mean or to be unkind, but because it's not actually in the best or the highest vibration for us or our path. So let's check it out. For your actions and options this week, you have the Four of Pentacles. So this is a week where a lot of you, it looks like you're going to start saving this week. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Raph, we're Taurus, you know, we're Taurians, we've all got savings pots, we've all probably got multiple savings pots, which is true to say. But remember, your Four of Pentacles, one, doesn't necessarily have to be physical or monetary savings. This could be saving your energy, conserving your maybe information that you want to use at a later date. There's something that you're going to start storing this week, and it's with almost like a certain thing in mind. It's almost like you're saying to yourself, right, this is my emergency for A, B, and C. This is going to see you being very honest and very open with what your personal needs are, not anybody else. This is all about you, and this is what's going to prompt that. So I'm intrigued to see what you guys put in the comments about this. For your communications and conversations, you have the Nine of Swords. Communication could be a little bit terse or a little bit strained this week. And so what I want to say to you on that front, remember the Nine of Swords can sometimes see things being blown out of proportion. So sometimes we hype it up, or sometimes our mind does it for us. You know, it does that thing to keep us safe. It's like, it's a spider about this big, and in our mind it's like a giant that's standing there with like knives in its 8 legs, like, I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, ah! You know, your mind hypes things up. So this week something like that could be highlighted to you, and it may be that this comes from an external source. It might be from a friend, from a family member. It could be just in conversation about something, you know, something trivial, where somebody says something to you and you know, maybe you go to react to it this week, and then all of a sudden you have that kind of like, boom, this is exactly what they're talking about. You know, this would be a week to really check yourself, or check the way that you speak about certain things, or the way that you react to certain things. So just take a look at that this week. Also, this is probably not a week for you to have any of the deep and meaningful conversations. There will be time for that. I don't think this is the right space. For your money and materials, you have the Queen of Swords. So your Queen of Swords, usually an air sign woman, so this would be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And think about this as well, right? The Queen of Swords can often represent what we are ready to fight for, what we are ready to have, you know, tough conversations around, or where in some, you know, sometimes where we need to pull rank. And this, coupled with that Four of Pentacles above, when it comes to your money and your materials, Where are you overspending on somebody else's behalf? Where are you out of pocket because of something that has nothing to do with you? If there is a friend or a family member or a sibling or maybe even a child for some of you that is, you know, costing you in some way, this might be that moment where you have to kind of say yes. Even in the holiday season, this might be that moment where you kind of, something might be highlighted to you this week where you think to yourself, hang on a sec, why am I always footing the bill? Do you know what I mean? And as that, you know, as that's the case and it comes up, this could see where you are ready to sort of say, okay, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Now, that said, remember you've got the Nine of Swords here. There is a potential for things to be blown out of proportion. So just be very cautious about the way that you approach something if you feel you need to. On another way, you could just put it in the memory bank and say, right, when I'm ready, I'll do something about that. Health and vitality, this is not, when it comes to your body, this is not, and I repeat, this is not a week to overindulge. If you're a drinker, a smoker, an eater, you know, we're all eaters, but you get my point. This, and it's hard, right? We're in the midst of the holiday season and I'm telling people not to overindulge. I guess what I want to say to you is, if you get to that point where you're feeling merry and happy, stay there. If you go beyond that, you're not going to be happy and you're not going to be merry because you're probably not going to remember any of it. You know, the whole point of any of this stuff is to enjoy. And if you go beyond that point, you're no longer enjoying. You're just trying to fill some invisible hole. You know, sorry, soapbox moment. All right, for your home and environment, for a lot of you, this looks like you're getting really serious about the home, right? Like, what do I want it to look like? What do I want in it? What do I want to bring in? What do I want to bring, you know, get rid of? For those of you that are partnered and married, my advice to you on this front, just with these, maybe check in with somebody before you throw out their favorite chair. You might hate it, but they might love it, and you're going to have to find a compromise. So yeah, that's as much as I will say on that. And then for your love and relations, you have the Emperor card. So for those of you that are married, this is going to be a week where you need to think about your partner rather than yourself. All right, so the Emperor, and it's funny because the Emperor, you know, most people would say Aries, that represents, you know, the self. Yes, it does, but the Emperor himself, literally, when it comes to the love context, that's your marriage. It's the institution of your marriage. On top of that, you've got the Nine of Swords, and on top of that, you have the Tree of Life. The big thing that I want to say to you is this week, think about your partnership, think about your relationship, and think about where you can not be more giving, because, you know, we've talked about that, right? But where is it that you can find a way to continue to maintain what you want and need from the relationship, but still be in the spirit of we're in this together? That, you know, whatever it is that you're doing this week, you need to approach it as a whole. For those of you that are single, I'm going to be honest with you. If you are meeting someone this week, it's probably because this person annoys the crap out of you. With this combination of cards, this could be somebody that makes you feel defensive, and you know, you could look at them and think, oh, do you know what? I just want to punch you. Do you know what I mean? Dig a little deeper, honey. Dig a little deeper, because the chances are they rub you the wrong way like that because you actually like them. So just something for you to, I mean, it's a really interesting set of energies, this. So I'm intrigued to see how it's going to play out for all of you. You also have the Emperor and the Four of Pentacles. And what I will say, because the Emperor is also number 4. 2 4s represents insomnia. If you find it's really hard to sleep this week, bring your focus down into the tummy. All right, bring your focus back into the body. So just a little tip that helps. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.